Hey friends, it's Taylor and Kevin again. We heard you had some more questions about BONNER, so I have our email pulled up with some of the most frequently asked questions that we get all the time. So Kevin, our first question is,
let's go.
What does BONNER leadership training consist of? Where do you find BONNERs every Friday from 2:30 to 4?
2:30 to 4 is our time for training and enrichment, T&Es is what we call them. Fridays from 2:30 to 4 is basically like a sacred time for our program. So we've got a few different types of training enrichment.
Yeah, so we have our BONNER All Calls, so that's where we're gathering as a whole program to do trainings. We have guest speakers, we do field trips. Those are my favorites because the energy is just, it's magical, especially for the first all call of each semester in the fall and the spring, when you haven't seen your best friends and your family for, after a break. That's a really good feeling. So outside of those trainings, we also have our issue area meetings where we are gathering as smaller cohorts to kind of learn about an issue and then act on that issue and do an action-based project. And then outside of all calls and issue areas, we have our class-based meetings.
These are my favorites.
Yes. And you advise which class?
I advise the seniors right now, though at one point I've advised every single one of our groups. What I like most about class-based meetings is that this is the time when we can really, this is the cohort that moves through the program together, and so these are the students you've been with for 1, 2, 3, or 4 years perhaps. You were in your first year seminar more than likely with them. You probably lived with them your first year at Stetson, and so these are your closest friends in the program usually. And the curriculum in our class-based meetings is focused usually on Cornerstone activities that we have. So Cornerstones, if you don't know, that's like in your junior year, in your third year usually in the program, we have a capstone project that you begin researching and that you begin working on and you present on later on too. So we use time during class-based meetings to actually work on those projects together. During your senior class-based meetings, we're practicing your speeches that you give that are at our senior Gala.
Gala, yeah.
Gala.
Gala.
Is that what everyone says, Gala? It's like a soft A.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been a Gala person my whole life, but I'm told that I'm wrong, and so.
And he accepts that growth.
I do, yeah. So at the senior gala, all of our seniors get up and they share what their journey through BONNER has been, and so we just do a lot of like journaling and discussion during the senior year to get everyone ready for that. And we also talk about making sure that resumes are ready, that we practice interviews, and we do what we call the traffic light activity.
Yes.
I love traffic light. I came up with this a few years ago. So imagine that you're a senior, you're about to graduate, and you're like, what am I going to do with my life? What we do is we have them all go and find like 5, 6, or 7 job descriptions of jobs that they would love to have, either right out of college or maybe like 5 or 10 years out or something. And you take each of those and you go through the entire job description, and we call it traffic light because traffic lights usually have 3 colors, right? It's green, yellow, and red. So you go through with green, yellow, and red highlighters, highlight anything in green that you absolutely have that's in that job description, so like a skill that you have, knowledge, experience, whatever. Yellow, something you're working on. Red, or like a pink highlighter because they don't have red because that looks like blood. Pink highlighter and things that you absolutely don't have that you need to work on. So it's like a gap analysis basically of your skills and expertise. Anyways, we're way off the original question here.
No, but that's a cute story too, because I remember when you and I did the traffic light activity, and that was actually when I realized that I wanted to work with BONNERs.
Aww,
So I pulled the BONNER coordinator job description and we went over it, and that was a lot of fun.
Here you are.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of thing that we do in the class-based meetings, which is why I love them so much.
Yes, and I work really closely with the freshmen and sophomores, so the cornerstones going back, we had the junior capstone and the senior presentations of learnings, and then for the freshmen, it's the first year trip, so we go to the Hope Community Center in Apopka, which is right by DeLand where Stetson is, and every year we learn about farm worker and migrant family justice. You stay with the host family, and people remember this trip. They talk about this trip. You really learn a lot, and it really opens people's eyes, I think. And then for your sophomore year, it's the sophomore exchange. So we meet with the other 2 Bonner schools in Florida, Rollins and the University of Tampa, and we learn about each other's programs and kind of figure out what we really like about our program and what we like about theirs, and we steal really good ideas. And so those are really good Cornerstone activities too. But yeah, back to our original
That's
thing.
Yeah. That's what we do on Fridays.
Yeah.